Good morning. All right, so we've got this van right next to me and that car. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm looking behind me. 12, 13, at least 13 people that have spent the night over here on this side. 14, 15, 16. Look up this row. There was one behind that van. They must have left early. And there was one in front of the van, me. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Class A is 26. 27, 28, 29. I'd say probably 30 because it's really hard to count and I can't see the sun. There we go. Probably at least 30 people spent the night here. There's another one. And we are up and out pretty early because we want to get over to the laundromat, get laundry done, and finish up our errands and get on our way back toward Yellowstone to do a little more exploring today. And I sound pretty hoarse because I haven't even had a drink of water, let alone a cup of coffee. So the laundromat is 2.5 miles away over in the Albertsons parking lot. And then I need to get propane and fuel, and then I'm gonna be done in Cody, I think.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes, sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
I guess it's still pretty much the Wild West. We've got a deer crossing the road, kind of hanging out in the middle of the road here. Hello, deer. Looks like a pretty well-worn path up the side of that hill, too. So probably not the first time that deer has done that. Look at this beautiful view over here. Very strange kind of road layout to get me to the laundromat. And I think I will go drive through the historic downtown, certainly, before we leave, because Cody is, after all, named for Buffalo Bill in his Wild West show. Seems a shame to leave without seeing what the original downtown was like. It is now 10:20 in the morning, so we have been here at the laundromat for almost 3 hours. And now we're going to go to the Maverick and fuel up. And then we're going to do a little sightseeing in Cody before we leave town. So the Maverick's right across here. Yeah, I want to go across and then come out the other side, I think. And yeah, so we're going to fuel up and then we're going to do a little sightseeing around Cody. And then we're going to go check out the Buffalo Bill Reservoir Museum and Visitors Center. And then Fishing Bridge back in Yellowstone. And then I think we're back to Lewis Lake. So Google says we've got 2.5 hours of driving. It's almost 10:30. So we'll probably get back to Lewis Lake, I'm guessing about 3 o'clock. It's going to be my guess. And then all I have to do is reset my camp there. The laundry is all put away. I've packaged up all of last night's stew leftovers. Boy, was that good. And I got 7 meals out of that, so yay. And did all those dishes. I haven't had breakfast yet. I may make breakfast when I stop at the visitor center. We'll see. But first, fuel. Well, that was fun. Not only did I clean my windshield, I actually washed pretty much all my exterior windows. And this fuel up 164 miles cost me about $55, almost $56, I think. Hopefully I'm going the right way here. Yes. And I averaged 10.65 mpg. So basically, cost me about $60 to get from $56 to get from Jackson Hole all the way out here to Cody through the park. And it'll be less than that, I think, well, less than or about the same when I head south, because I'm going to have to do, I'm sure I'm going to have to do at least one more round of getting propane before I leave town. Or before I leave Yellowstone. And I've just decided I'm just going to break camp and go get propane when I have to, because it's cheaper and easier than dealing with an extended stay. And then I think I will have RV Lifestyles put an extended stay one for me when I have my maintenance work done in Quartzsite this year. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'll be prepared. So we're going to kind of, I hope, drive through Cody. There's supposed to be an historic downtown. And there's supposed to be some murals. So we'll see what happens. Whether or not we actually get to see that stuff. Pretty mountain out there to the left. But yeah, I'm 71 degrees according to Henry. So that's nice. I'm wearing a tank shirt and shorts. We'll see how long that lasts after I get back to Lewis Lake. I think the downtown is that direction. Oh well. Alright, so I think we'll be able to come back around to that. We've got the Westernmost Motel with the covered wagon out in front, full of bears. I like it. Okay, so we want to be going on Sheridan Avenue in the opposite direction after we do this. I'll have to work on figuring that out, I think. So we'll see whether I'm taking you to the best parts of town or the worst parts of town. And then when we get ready to leave town, I think I'm just going to get propane at Tractor Supply. Okay. It's okay. Oh. Really? Okay, well, let's see what we're going to see. I think this is the Buffalo Bill Museum of the West. Okay. I don't know that for sure. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop. Historical Cody Mural and Museum. I guess you got to pay to go in. I thought we were going to be able to see the murals from where we were, from the car, but I guess not. Okay, well that was a bust. Sometimes that's just the way things go with me, guys. I don't really do a lot of research. Sometimes I just do drive-bys to see whether or not it's something I actually want to see. I am getting pretty hungry though. Oh, the Cody Museum is run by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So there you go. Who'd have thunk it? In case I haven't said it before, today is Friday, September the 19th. Oh, 19th. I thought it was only the 17th. Okay, I should be able to do this. All of the things I want to do. Including not having to do laundry. Yeah, we're going to go up to Sheridan. .40 and I haven't had breakfast yet. Getting pretty hungry. Buffalo Bill Center of the West, which was actually the other thing that I was heading for, but I'm going to skip it. I don't really feel like spending time in museums today. Okay. So this should run us... Oh, Granny's is busy. This should run us right into the main drag, and Tractor Supply will be on the left. But if I see something that looks like food and I can park, I may just do that. I do need to turn my water heater off though. That. Look at that old building on the right. Silver Dollar. Yeah, lots and lots of gift shops and tchotchke shops and all kinds of places to spend your money. So I'm really curious about this, guys. Are you the kind of person that comes to places like this and spends money on a lot of souvenirs and stuff? Or do you just take photos? Me? I mostly just take photos. The whole idea of spending money to buy something that you can pretty much buy any place else in the country just because you're on vacation does not make great sense to me. Chinatown, Chinese buffet. Help wanted. Buffalo Bill Center of the West. Right lane. Visitor center on the left with RV parking. In the shade. I want to be in the sun. I want to get my batteries recharged. So what I ended up doing was I used a pint canning jar and filled that up and then dumped it into Ziploc bags and put it in the freezer. Once it's semi-frozen at least, then I'll put it in my vacuum sealer and seal it up. And ideally, I'm going to do that before I get back to Yellowstone. Like I might even do it when I stop to make breakfast, so that I can get my batteries fully recharged before I get back to set up camp. So I'm going to survive this month on solar and battery, but it's not going to be a thriving situation because where I'm parked, there's just so many tall trees, I'm not getting that much sunlight during the day. And I have to run Starlink because there's no cell signal. So I don't have to, but if I want to be connected to anything, I got to run Starlink. And so basically I'm running Starlink, and that's about, you know, the major electrical thing I'm doing. And I'm also committed to, if my batteries get too low, I'll just unpark myself, drive down to the day use area, if nothing else, run the generator and recharge my batteries. So you're getting a pretty good view of all of Cody. And we saw all of this after we left the Walmart, so I'm going to pick you up, leaving you with this beautiful mountain view, after we get done at Tractor Supply. How about that? So we're all done with Tractor Supply. And can we get out of here at the traffic light or not? Oh, getting out of here might be difficult. Oh, wait a second. Nope, can't do it. So I'm going to go follow this guy.
Turn left.
Actually, I'm going to do this. I bet I can do it. We're going to see. Look at that. Boy, did I get lucky. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make brunch when we get to the dam visitor center. We'll just sit there and make brunch and do the visitor center, and then we'll get on our way to Fishing Bridge. It's already 11 o'clock. It's amazing to me how fast time flies sometimes. Look at that beautiful view straight up ahead of us, though. So we're going to have a beautiful drive back today as well. So that'll be nice. Alright, so we got fuel, we got propane. The propane level was a little below a half. And I basically ran the water heater a lot. I ran it yesterday so I could wash the Instant Pot, and then I ran it this morning basically from the time I turned it on when I left, I think, the Walmart, and I just turned it off there. So I guess the Cody original town site is over here to our right. Yeah, so we'll just see how far we get on propane. I don't think I'll have to get gas again until I head south for the engine, for the driving. But I know I'm going to need propane at least once more, maybe twice more. We shall see. Alright, so we got 4 miles to go to get to the visitor center there. I could have just stopped there and had breakfast. It was pretty spectacular coming the other way. It's also pretty spectacular going this way. Oh, beautiful river down there. So 50 miles to Yellowstone. doesn't seem quite right because I think the whole drive is only like 75. And I thought I was in the park for more than 15 miles. But I don't know, we'll figure it out. We're on a wildlife viewing tour, did you know that? We haven't actually viewed any wildlife yet. Don't know if we will or not. I can't see any cars ahead of me or behind me. That's kind of interesting. Big turnout there. I bet it's got a good view of the river. And there's another one right here. Oh, it says point of interest. All right, let's see the point of interest. And maybe I'm going to just stop here and make breakfast. I think I might. Whoa, that was my Berkey just fell over. Okay, so this is called Shoshone Canyon. And the canyon itself was carved by the Shoshone River. I think it said it started about the same time that dinosaurs became extinct. All right, we have wiped up hopefully all the water off the floor. Made breakfast, done dishes. I hung out all the wet stuff to dry over the guardrail in the sun. Hung out over the guardrails, dry in the sun while we were hanging out there. We're not dry, but we're not soaking wet either, so we're okay. But yeah, that was just unfortunate. What a mess. Beautiful view down there. I wonder if you're catching any of it. Cool looking little bridge. So we just have about 2.5 miles to go to get to the dam. And it is now 11:45 in the morning. So I am I keep smelling propane a little bit. Kind of weird. Or maybe exhaust. Which would also be unfortunate. But all my gauges seem appropriate. Everything looks and feels fine, so hopefully it is fine. Just beautiful. And we're going to go back through all these tunnels in the opposite direction. I think there's 4 of them altogether. So from this side you can see even more clearly how they carved through the mountain here. Speed limit through the tunnels is 35 miles an hour. Climbing parking area 1/4 mile ahead. People rock climb here? Interesting. Okay. So we got 3 short ones right here, and then there's one that's quite a bit longer. We just got a beautiful view down into the canyon of the river. Beautiful view of the river looking down into the canyon. Man, I'm having trouble forming sentences. No RVs or trailers there. Visitor center on the left, 3/4 mile. That's what we're heading for. Look at these carved rock walls. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see it. Pretty cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and get parked. And then we probably won't pick you up for road travel until we leave here. Here we are at the Buffalo Bill Reservoir. Water's pretty daggone clear. Beautiful color. We're going to walk down to the Dam Visitor Center, watch the movie, see what else we're going to see there. And it looks like there might be a signboard up here for us to read. So, look at these beautiful rock formations in the Shoshone Canyon. And I guess, well, we're still kind of in the canyon as we leave here. But hopefully I get some pictures down there. The deeply carved canyon on the other side of the reservoir, or on the other side of the reservoir, is pretty daggone impressive. Come on, kid. He just decided to go winging out into the parking lot. So what do we got here? Some kind of turbine? Kid, come. Come. Cableway winch used to install and remove the ball plugs, trash racks, and the bulkhead gate for the left abutment outlet works. It dates to the construction of the Shoshone Power Plant in 1922. Originally housed in a hoist building on the north side of the canyon, about 75 feet upstream of the dam. Manufactured by American Hoist and Derrick Company of St. Paul, Minnesota. Powered by a Westinghouse electric horsepower motor. 15 horsepower motor. Or maybe that was 75, not sure which. Alrighty. Construction started in 1905, completed in 1910. This is a balanced plunger hydraulic valve, 48-inch diameter valve. And what's this big wooden ball? Looks like a puzzle, actually. It's a ball plug. Made of wood and concrete. One of two that were used to halt the flow of water through the 42-inch diameter power outlet works conduits located in the base of the dam. Balls facilitated the repair and maintenance of downstream machinery and equipment. Interesting. 2 new ball plugs were obtained during the modifications in 1933, so there you have it. Looks like somebody's made a little rock cairn down there. You can boat on the reservoir. So I think we'll pick you up when we get down there by the dam. Look at that. This rock mountain is just amazing. Absolutely beautiful. They have shrouded some of it in chain, I guess, to help with avoiding falling rock. Here's the big tunnel. There's 3 shorter ones on the far side of this one on the way to Cody. And the tunnel's actually very cool. It's kind of completely rock hewn inside. There's a little bit of concrete support, but mostly they just cut it right out of the rocks. Pretty cool. And I guess over here we're starting to see the start of the dam. So we're going to get up there and hopefully get a good look downstream. Here's your tech tip. The parking area is way down there. And they do have a free shuttle to run you up on. But if you've got handicap tags where you want to drop passengers off, you can drive all the way up here to do that. And it's open 7 days a week, 9 to 5. Wow. I just kind of have to hold still to be able to look at the mountain. Otherwise, I kind of lose my balance. More of that beautiful green reservoir. If state parks weren't so expensive, hanging out in the campground for a couple of weeks would probably be pretty nice here. Probably not at this time of year. There's the visitor center over there. The graphics on this wall were produced in the 1970s and reflect this project before it was modified. I guess that was in the 30s that it was modified. At the time of its completion, it was the highest concrete dam in the world, 325 feet high. Marked a breakthrough in the design and construction of concrete arch dams. The structure was originally known as the Shoshone Dam, but in 1946 the name was changed to Buffalo Bill Dam and Reservoir in recognition of Buffalo Bill Cody's efforts to bring irrigation to the Shoshone River Valley. Buffalo Bill Dam and Reservoir are the key features of the Shoshone Irrigation Project. Authorized in 1904, construction started in 1905. Project's 4 irrigation districts were opened to homesteading between 1907 and 1946. Took 3 years to get it 15 feet above the riverbed. Because of the freezing temperatures, the top of the structure had to be covered to keep the fresh concrete from freezing. All of the sand and gravel had to be manufactured from the granite. This involved placing clean pieces of granite weighing 25 to 200 pounds in the concrete. These granite pieces make up about 25% of the masonry in the dam. By December of 1909, Shoshone Dam was in the final stages of construction. When this photo was taken, only 100 feet had to be added to complete the structure. So from the reservoir side, it doesn't really look like much of a such, does it? Can't wait to see what it looks like on the other side. And of course, you know I'm not going to get up there on that walkway on top of the dam. So let's see what kind of view I can get for you without scaring myself half to death. Let's just see. Well, we're not going to get that view from here. Pretty nice view though. And look down here at all the debris that's accumulated and the tripping hazard. All right, let's go inside and take a look at the visitor center. And hopefully I can tolerate looking over there enough to be able to get a view for us. Dealing with fear can be a real thing, guys. Oh, look, I might be able to do it here, right in front of the warning sign. It says something like, don't jump, probably. Men may be working below. Do not throw objects over the dam. I'm going to put my finger through the ring on my phone so I don't throw my phone over the dam either. Wow. All right, so I'm getting close. I can't look. Hopefully I'm showing you. Wow. Wow. Just beautiful. All right, let's go inside. And maybe my stomach will stop doing flips. Okay, so we're saying goodbye to the Buffalo Bill Dam and Visitor Center. Oh, those people in the Phoenix Cruiser that pulled in didn't stay. Bummer. Oh well. I thought it was worth the tour. It was kind of interesting to talk to people that had a Phoenix Cruiser. In fact, they had the same model that I do, that I didn't actually know. So cool. All right, we've got 70 miles to go to get to the Fishing Bridge Visitor Center. And I think we got about 30 miles after that to get back to camp. So, give you a couple of fun facts about the dam. First of all, it's a National Historic Site that actually had a passport stamp, so that was cool. Got a couple stickers. It took 3 different contractors to get the dam built. Now, there were very difficult conditions because they couldn't build during the summer. They had to do it during the winter. In the summer, the snow runoff was so big that they couldn't get a diversion dam going. And the winter conditions were pretty daggone harsh, actually, in that the last year of construction, which I think was 1910, entering Buffalo Bill State Park again. And I think that's what confused me, because the park is a state facility, but the dam is a National Historic Site. And I was hesitant anyway, because many times National Historic Sites are actually state run, and that's what happened, for example, at Chimney Rock in Nebraska, I think. So, 3 different contractors starting at, so the dam was authorized in 1904. Construction started in 1905. Took 5 years to finally get the last bucket of concrete in. There is no steel reinforcement in this dam. It was the first to use the arch type construction, and at the time it was the highest at 325 feet. So there's damn facts. Seriously, if you're on your way to Cody from Yellowstone, it's worth a stop. And if you don't want to do the quarter-mile walk from the RV parking up to the visitor center, they have a free shuttle that'll take you there. We walked. Walking is good for you. Alright, so you can see the view as we're heading back toward Yellowstone. It's gotten kind of overcast. Batteries are almost at 100%. After Fishing Bridge, I might end up running my generator for a while to make sure that I am topped up all the way before we get back to Lewis Lake. I would just as soon not have to do that, but I really want to have full batteries when we get back. See how far I can make it then. Because I don't think I had full batteries when I arrived even. I wasn't too far down. Had a lot of really cloudy, overcast, rainy weather. And hadn't recovered from it by the time we left yesterday. And even so, I ended up running the generator for an hour and a half last night. But I still didn't top it up all the way. I think I took it up to like 97% maybe. And then I was still watching TV for a couple hours, so got 94 when I went to bed. And I guess that's one of the differences from living in a sticks and bricks. You know, you take your power for granted when you live in a house and you're on the grid. But when I get cloudy weather, I am often checking my power levels multiple times throughout the day. And I think when we go back, even though speed limit's 55, oh, according to Google, but 65 according to Garmin. And I'm getting past. I think we'll do 60 and compromise. How about that? Before we start up this enormous mountain. That's a 7% grade uphill for 5 miles. Yep, that'll be fine. So before I left yesterday, I used my drinking hose to outline my wheel position at the back so I could pull back into the exact same space. But I think I'm actually going to pull further over and as far forward as I can in an effort to maximize the amount of sun I can get on my roof. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think it'll make much difference, but it might make a little difference. And a little bit can be a big deal under these circumstances. So we're getting near the end of the Buffalo Bill Reservoir, I think. I think it was when they did the major rework project. They actually increased the reservoir by, I think it said 225,000 acre feet. And the color of the water had just been this beautiful kind of cross between jade and emerald green. But now with the clouds overhead, it's just kind of a dull gray looking. All right, now I'm going to stop jabbering now and get a few miles down. There it is, the Yellowstone National Park sign. Nobody's there. We could have stopped for it, but we're not gonna. And I don't know if I need to have my access pass out or not. But I guess I'll get it out. Alright, so we got 25 miles to Fishing Creek, which will put us there at about 2:30, 3. So, and I couldn't remember if this 7% 5-mile uphill was in the park or outside of the park, and the answer is it's in the park. I think that's what we're starting right now. We're currently at 7,022 feet in elevation. I'm hoping I remember to check the elevation at the top this time. I forgot when we came down before yesterday. Look at the beautiful yellow shrubberies on the hillside with some tinges of red. I guess these are our fall colors amidst all of the evergreens. We're already up to almost 8,000 feet. And the temperature has dropped from 72 to 64. Woo woo! And my ears are closing up. I think we still have about 2 more miles of this upgrade to go. Kind of interesting that they don't tell you what the grade is going uphill, they only tell you going downhill. I think that's true in most places. Look at the pretty orange over to the left. Very pretty. So last year I was chasing, ooh, a little waterfall there. Another one. I was chasing fall colors from Maine south. And this year I guess I'm doing it in Wyoming. I've certainly seen a lot of interesting stuff this travel season. And even though I'm not loving the cooler temperatures, I am kind of enjoying staying at Lewis Lake, and the camp hosting gig of 4 days on and 4 days off gives me something to do while I'm sitting still, and the opportunity to go someplace else on my days off. That was a big rock that probably fell. I don't know if that's really the summit that I can see up ahead there. Might be a false summit, hard to say. And this part's a little bit desolate looking, but this has been a beautiful drive. Corkscrew Bridge viewpoint. Not for me. I have no idea what it is. I bet I can look it up and find a picture on Google. because I wasn't going to stop on the opposite side of the road. Going up is much easier than going down was yesterday, though. Yeah, I think we're getting near the top. I think that maintenance shack over on the left was near the top. We're up to almost 8,500 feet. Do we get an elevation notice? 8530. It says 8550, but you know, close enough. All right, so we still got 18 miles to Fishing Bridge. We're coming up on the area which was at the northern extent of it, where I think people were mostly just stopping to look for wildlife. And we've got a bunch of people stopped here again, shielding their eyes. And then we've got these no parking along the roadside signs. And then we've got all these people parked along the roadside where they're not supposed to be. And there is another parking area down here. Yeah, this is some people with some long lenses. And they say the east side of the park is all for wildlife viewing, and these are a lot of people working on wildlife viewing. And they have either a ranger or a volunteer there helping people park. So I guess there's something to see. But if you really need a long lens to see it, then it's probably not worth my effort to stop. Of course, having said that, I did just get a new spotting scope, so perhaps. Need to start doing some practice with that so I can get a little more proficient. So we were up to about 8,500 feet at the top there, and now we're coming down. We're almost we're down to about 8,150. And here's Yellowstone Lake coming into view, I think. Oh, excuse me. And even though I'm kind of ready to be back in my spot, I do want to do a couple more things up here on this road because I probably won't come back this way. Well, that said, I might come back up for propane, but I also might go out to West Yellowstone because I haven't been out there yet. Maybe get propane out there. But I think I'm going to be able to make it on laundry and on food. Probably be pretty desperate on food by the time I get out of here, but I think I can make it. It'll be a good exercise for me. Look at how pretty. Even looking through the dead trees. We're under 8,000 feet now. Well, we got a single elk out here. Just one. Wonder where the rest of them are. And we got several people here that pulled over and stopped and getting out their long lenses. This actually would have been a pretty decent time for me to set up the spotting scope. But as I said, I'm kind of ready to be getting back. It's 2:35. It's probably going to be at least 3:30 and maybe 4 by the time I get back. So it's okay. There'll be more wildlife, right? Saw a bison not long before the elk. Stop, 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 stop. So this is where we stopped yesterday on our way up. And we can come back here to get propane if we need to. Do you have the zoomies? Out here at Yellowstone Lake? What you doing? Go ahead and show us. Go ahead, kid. Show us the lake. Can you go walk? It's the largest high elevation lake in North America. Pretty impressive, huh? Not many people out here walking on the beach. Just kidding me, right? Just kidding me. Alright, yeah, now we can see the Greek Revival style and the grand entry. Oh, and it looks like we can drive along the shore this way a little bit, so we're going to do that. Okay, that's fairly impressive, don't you think? Wonder how much the rooms cost. At Flag Ranch, at the south end of Yellowstone, north end of Tetons, it was $400 a night. Okay, here's the Yellowstone store. I think we're just going to go ahead and turn around here.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbye.